China's vast. From its ancient dynasties to ultra-modern cities, it has been at the center of civilization for thousands of years. When most people think of China, they picture the Great Wall, the Terracotta Army, or the bustling lights of Shanghai and Beijing. But what if I told you there is another side to China? A side hidden in the folds of its majestic mountains, nestled in valleys untouched by time, and quietly echoing stories older than the emperors. A China unknown even to many locals. A China where nature, spirituality, and history exist in perfect harmony, away from the crowded tourist maps. In this documentary, we'll take you deep into 30 of the most unseen, untouched, and unbelievable places in China. These are sacred mountains, ancient caves, forgotten towns, and mystical lakes. So sit back, breathe deep, and prepare to explore a side of China that remains veiled in mystery. A side so beautiful and untouched, it feels almost unreal. In the heart of Hubei province stands a mountain range that seems to float in the clouds. The legendary Wudang Mountains. For more than 2,000 years, these sacred peaks have been a spiritual refuge for Taoist monks and martial artists. This is not just a destination. This is a way of life. Wudang is revered as one of the birthplaces of Taoism, and the architecture reflects this deeply spiritual heritage. The complex includes over 60 temples and palaces, spread across sharp ridges and hidden valleys. One of the most iconic is the Golden Hall at the summit of Tianzhu Peak. Made entirely of bronze and gilded in gold, it stands silently at 1,612 meters above sea level, glowing at sunrise like a jewel in the sky. But Wudang is also the spiritual cradle of internal martial arts, especially Tai Chi and Wudang swordsmanship. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, watching a line of monks move in perfect harmony with the wind, embodying balance, flow, and calm. The mountains here whisper ancient wisdom. Every tree, every step, every gust of wind feels safe. Welcome to Mount Huashan, one of China's 5 great mountains and perhaps its most dramatic. Located near the ancient city of Xi'an in Shanxi province, Huashan isn't just a mountain, it's an ordeal, a pilgrimage, and an awakening. Famed for its plank walk in the sky, this mountain offers one of the most dangerous hiking trails in the world. Brave souls strap themselves into harnesses to walk across ancient wooden boards, bolted into the side of sheer vertical cliffs, thousands of feet above the valley floor. But Huashan is also a spiritual center, home to ancient Taoist temples like the Jade Spring Temple and the Shrine of the Western Peak Goddess. The mountain has 5 major peaks, each with its own character. The East Peak is known for its unforgettable sunrises. The South Peak is the highest at over 2,100 meters. And the West Peak, shaped like a lotus flower, is steeped in legend. Even with the danger, pilgrims and seekers continue to climb Huashan. Why? Because here, amidst cliffs and clouds, they find peace, purpose, and perspective. In the province of Yunnan, just north of the ancient city of Dali, lies one of the most serene and magical bodies of water in China, Erhai Lake, often called the ear-shaped sea. Surrounded by the snow-capped Kangshan Mountains, this alpine lake stretches over 40 kilometers long and 8 kilometers wide. What makes Erhai so special isn't just its beauty, it's the atmosphere. This is a place where time slows. Villages dot the shores, many home to the Bai ethnic minority, whose white stone homes and flowing garments give the area a dreamlike feeling. Locals believe Erhai holds spiritual energy. Many come to meditate by its shores, watch the sunrise, or simply ride bikes on the famous Erhai Ring Road, a cycling path that circles the lake and offers some of the most scenic views in China. You'll see ancient temples like Chongsheng Temple, with its iconic 3 pagodas reflected in the lake's still surface. You'll hear stories of moonlit fishermen and mountain spirits. And most of all, you'll feel a calm that goes deeper than the water. Deep in Zhejiang province, the Tiantai Mountains hold a quiet power. With thick forests, whispering pines, and temples hidden by mist, Tiantai is more than a mountain. It's a place of awakening. This mountain range is the birthplace of the Tiantai school of Chinese Buddhism, founded in the 6th century. The most famous temple here is Guoqing Temple, built in 598 AD. It's a sprawling complex of red walls, golden roofs, and centuries-old statues of Buddhas, nestled beneath ancient ginkgo trees. Walking the forest paths of Tiantai, you're likely to encounter monks in silent meditation, streams murmuring with wisdom, and sudden clearings that open to views of waterfalls and sky. The name Tiantai literally means heavenly platform, and it's not hard to see why. The air is thinner here, not just in altitude, but in tension. Everything feels a little lighter. Legend says immortals trained here. Whether that's true or not, your soul leaves this place feeling weightless. In the far northwest of China, bordering Russia, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan, lies one of the most breathtaking and remote regions of the country, Kailash Lake in Xinjiang's Altai Mountains. Kailash, which means beautiful and mysterious lake in Mongolic, is a glacial lake of staggering beauty. It changes color depending on the season, from turquoise blue in spring to jade green in summer and deep sapphire in autumn. The surrounding Kailash Nature Reserve is home to dense forests, snow-capped peaks, and animals like elk, lynx, and even snow leopards. This area is also home to Tuva and Kazakh ethnic minorities, many of whom live in wooden cabins or traditional yurts and still herd cattle and sheep across highland meadows. Visitors can ride horses through wildflower meadows, drink fermented mare's milk, and learn ancient songs passed down orally for generations. There's even a local legend of a lake monster, a mysterious creature said to dwell beneath Kailash's tranquil surface. Scientists haven't proven it exists, but when the lake fog rolls in and the wind whispers across the water, you might just believe it. Nestled in the mighty Tian Shan Mountains of Xinjiang lies one of China's most surreal natural wonders, Tian Shan Grand Canyon, also known as Kazilia Canyon. Stretching for over 5 kilometers, this geological masterpiece was carved by wind and water over millions of years, creating a maze of towering red rock formations, narrow passageways, and cathedral-like caverns. Some call it China's answer to the Grand Canyon, but in truth, it's even more mysterious. The colors shift dramatically with the sun, fiery crimson in the morning, glowing gold at sunset, and cool rust under moonlight. Walking through the canyon feels like entering a different planet. The towering walls, some over 100 meters high, are sculpted into strange patterns and pillars with names like Sky Gate, Devil's Corner, and Heart of the Earth. The silence here is powerful. It's broken only by the sound of wind whistling through the cracks or the distant echo of your footsteps. For centuries, this canyon was known only to nomads and travelers on the ancient Silk Road. Today, it remains one of China's best-kept geological secrets. Imagine an entire mountain carved into curved staircases of living green. Welcome to the Longji Rice Terraces, also known as the Dragon's Backbone, in Guangxi Province. These terraces were ingeniously built over 700 years ago by the Zhuang and Yao ethnic minorities, who transformed steep, rocky hills into flowing rivers of rice. In spring, the terraces are filled with water, creating mirrors that reflect the sky. In summer, they turn bright green. Come autumn, the rice ripens into gold, and in winter, snow turns the terraces into frozen waves. No matter the season, it's a masterpiece of human and natural harmony. The village life here is equally rich. People live in wooden stilt houses, cook over open fires, and wear colorful, hand-embroidered clothes. The Yao women are renowned for their long, uncut hair, which they style into elaborate crowns. To truly experience Longji, you must walk. There are no cars, only trails. And on these trails, surrounded by rice, fog, and history, you'll feel as though time has stood still. Mount Wutai, also known as Wutai Shan, is one of the 4 sacred Buddhist mountains in China and a pilgrimage site for monks and devotees throughout Asia. Located in Shaanxi Province, Wutai is not just one peak, it's 5 flat-top summits, each representing a direction in Buddhist cosmology. With over 50 monasteries and temples, Wutai Shan is a living encyclopedia of Buddhist architecture. The Nanshan Temple, built in the year 782, is one of the oldest wooden structures in China. Monks walk in silence between prayer sessions, while pilgrims climb thousands of stone steps, lighting incense and spinning prayer wheels. In the early morning, the entire mountain is often wrapped in clouds, adding to its mystical feel. It's said that Manjushri, the bodhisattva of wisdom, still appears on these peaks. Whether or not you believe in legends, the tranquility of Mount Wutai has a spiritual gravity that draws all who visit into reflection. Far in the northeast in Liaoning province lies Wunu Mountain, an archaeological treasure often overlooked. But this mountain was once the capital of the ancient Goguryeo kingdom, which ruled parts of China and Korea nearly 2,000 years ago. What remains today are fortress ruins, city walls, and palace foundations scattered among dense pine forests and sharp ridges. Climbing Wunu feels like peeling back time. This is where emperors walked, where generals watched the horizon for invaders, and where an entire culture once thrived. From the summit, you can see the rolling landscape of Manchuria. The air is cool and carries the scent of old stone and cedar. For those fascinated by ancient history, Wunu is a forgotten jewel, full of whispers from the past. In the southeast, the Yandong Mountains rise from the earth like ancient spires. Located in Zhejiang province, this range is famed for its dramatic cliffs, gorge waterfalls, and hanging temples that seem to defy gravity. The most iconic site is Lingyan Rock, a towering cliff with a temple halfway up. Imagine monks climbing steep stairs every day just to reach their sanctuary. Then there's Big Dragon Pond, a waterfall that cascades through a deep gorge, its roar echoing off the cliffs. Yandong has inspired Chinese poets and painters for centuries. It's the kind of place where you feel like you've stepped into a scroll painting. Mist, mountains, and mystery. Few places in China are as enchanting as Shandao Lake, literally the lake of 1,000 islands. Located in Zhejiang province, this man-made lake was created in the 1950s when a dam flooded the valley. What emerged was unexpected: 1,078 emerald islands rising from crystal clear water. Each island has a name: Snake Island, Lock Island, Monkey Island, and many are uninhabited, covered in dense forests and echoing with bird calls. But beneath the surface lies a hidden wonder: the ancient city of Xicheng, a 1,300-year-old town that now rests completely submerged. Divers can still explore its stone gates, temples, and roads, perfectly preserved like a Chinese Atlantis. Whether you're kayaking between islands, hiking forested trails, or simply watching the sunset over the calm waters, Chandao feels like a place out of time. Tucked away in Anhui province, Tianzhu Mountain is often overshadowed by its more famous neighbor, Huangshan. But those who venture here quickly realize it's a hidden masterpiece. Known as the Pillar of Heaven, Tianzhu's towering granite peaks reach for the sky, their shapes strange and dramatic, sculpted by time and weather. The mountain has deep Buddhist roots, with temples dating back to the Han Dynasty, nestled into caves and cliffsides. Some of these ancient structures can only be reached by narrow mountain trails and long stairways carved into rock. Hiking Tianzhu is a spiritual journey. Mist and silence accompany you as you ascend. Birds call from distant trees. Wind dances through the valleys. And from the summit, you see a sea of clouds that makes the mountain feel like an island in the sky. For solitude, reflection, and a real connection to nature, Tianzhu offers all three. Dongjiang Lake in Zixing, Hunan, is one of the most visually poetic places in China. Early morning here is magical. Thick mist rolls over the lake, blanketing everything in a soft dream. Fishermen in bamboo hats cast their nets, silhouettes against the golden sunrise, while the still lake reflects every shadow and ray of light. The lake stretches over 160 square kilometers, winding through forested mountains and deep valleys. It's fed by the Dongjiang River, known for its clean, mineral-rich water. Around its shores are quiet villages and hiking trails that lead to panoramic viewpoints. This is not a place for rush or noise. It's for those who want to lose themselves in nature's rhythm. Whether you're kayaking, photographing the fog, or just sitting by the shore, Dongjiang will calm your soul. Mount Sigunyang, or Four Sisters Mountain, is a stunning alpine wonder in western Sichuan. The tallest of the four peaks, Yaomeifeng, rises over 6,200 meters, making it the highest peak in the Qionglai Range. It's often called the Queen of Sichuan's Mountains. The area is also home to three spectacular valleys: Shuangqiao, Changping, and Haizi, each offering deep forests, crystal clear lakes, and dramatic rock faces. The landscape feels more like the Swiss Alps than traditional China. It's sometimes referred to as the Eastern Alps. Tibetan culture adds a unique charm. Locals wear traditional robes, offer butter lamps at shrines, and guide travelers with warmth and pride. If you're lucky, you may witness local festivals full of color, music, and dance. This is where adventure meets serenity, perfect for trekking, mountaineering, or simply finding peace in untouched wilderness. At the foot of Mount Gongga, known as the King of Sichuan Mountains, lies Hailuogu Glacier Park, a place where ice meets fire. Here you can see huge glaciers descending from snowy peaks into green forests, something incredibly rare at this low altitude. What makes Hailuogu even more amazing is its natural hot springs, which bubble near the icy flows. So yes, you can literally soak in warm, mineral-rich water while staring at a glacier. The contrast is surreal. Cable cars lift visitors to observation decks, where you can see the glacier's blue heart, deep crevasses, and roaring ice falls. It's a photographer's dream, a geologist's playground, and a nature lover's paradise, all rolled into one. Shijin Cave, located in Guizhou, is one of the largest and most spectacular karst caves in all of China. It stretches over 12 kilometers, with over 40 huge halls and over 100 small ones, forming a stunning underground world. Inside, nature has carved masterpieces, giant stone curtains, towering stalagmites, and hanging icicle-like stalactites. Some formations reach over 50 meters high. The chambers are so vast that they could fit a skyscraper. Colorful lights illuminate these rock sculptures, giving the cave an otherworldly feel. You'll walk through stone forests, crystal-clear underground rivers, and echoing halls that feel more like cathedrals than caves. It's not just a cave, it's a hidden palace beneath the earth. Libojiangjiang, also in Guizhou, is a dreamlike blend of karst landscapes and subtropical forest. It's like stepping into a scene from Avatar, lush, emerald, and untouched. The Jiangjiang River runs through steep canyons, carving out pools so clear and blue they don't look real. The area is also home to the Buyi and Shui ethnic groups, who live in peaceful villages along the water. Their wooden houses, stone bridges, and rice paddies blend perfectly into the landscape. Libo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site not just for its beauty, but for its rare ecosystems. You'll find plants here that exist nowhere else on Earth. Towering above Lijiang in Yunnan Province, Yulong Snow Mountain is sacred to the Naxi people, who believe a god lives in its summit. The mountain has 13 snow-covered peaks, the tallest reaching 5,596 meters. The most famous experience is taking the gondola up to the glacier park, where you can walk among ice, even in summer. Below, the Blue Moon Valley shimmers with mineral-rich turquoise water, reflecting the mountains above. The area is full of cultural flavor. You'll hear the sound of Naxi music, see people in traditional dress, and smell wild herbs carried on cold mountain air. Yulong is not just a place, it's a living connection between earth, sky, and spirit. Basongkuo Lake, also known as Draksum Tso, is a sacred glacial lake in Tibet's Ningxi region, sitting at over 3,500 meters above sea level. It's one of the most peaceful and spiritual places you'll ever visit. The lake's color is mesmerizing, vivid turquoise that changes shades throughout the day. In the center is a small island holding a 700-year-old Nyingma Buddhist temple. You can take a boat across or walk the path around the lake, surrounded by thick forests and towering snowy peaks. The water is so pure that local Tibetans consider it holy. Prayer flags surround the lake, and pilgrims often walk its perimeter, offering prayers in silence. There's a divine stillness here, broken only by birdsong and the soft lapping of waves. This is where time slows down, where nature and spirituality merge. Juchaigu, or Valley of Nine Villages, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in northern Sichuan. It's known for its surreal turquoise and emerald lakes, connected by stunning waterfalls and surrounded by dense forested mountains. Each lake has a story, like Five Flower Lake, with submerged ancient trees visible through crystal clear water, or Panda Lake, once a waterhole for wild pandas. In autumn, Juzhaigu becomes a painting, red, orange, and yellow leaves reflected in blue lakes. The blend of Tibetan culture, rich wildlife, and dreamlike landscapes makes it feel like a world from legend. Despite growing tourism, it still holds magic. If you visit early morning, when mist hugs the trees and the valleys are quiet, you'll feel like you've stepped into another realm. Laojian Mountain, named after Laozi, the founder of Taoism, is a sacred site in Henan province. It's said that Laozi once meditated here, and today the mountaintop still houses gold-roofed temples where monks practice his teachings. The staircase to the summit is challenging but rewarding. As you ascend, you pass by ancient trees, quiet shrines, and endless panoramas. From the top, golden temples seem to float above the clouds. Nearby, the Jigawan Cave offers a completely different wonder. An enormous limestone cave system filled with colorful formations. It's cool, quiet, and mysterious. A perfect balance to the open, airy heights of Laojun. Together, these two places capture Taoism's harmony of yin and yang, light and dark, mountain and cave, sky and earth. Tianmen Mountain, near Zhangjiajie, is famous for its jaw-dropping, cliff-hanging glass walkways, the world's longest cable car, and the dramatic Heaven's Gate, a natural archway high in the rock. The cable car journey alone is unforgettable. You float for 7 kilometers, rising above forests, cliffs, and tiny villages. Then comes the 999-step staircase, leading up to the archway. Climbing it feels like an ascent to the heavens. Around the peak, glass walkways curve along the cliff edges. Walking on them with a sheer drop beneath your feet is thrilling and surprisingly peaceful once you trust your steps. Tianmen blends adrenaline, awe, and spiritual symbolism. No wonder it's considered one of China's most incredible mountain experiences. Anren, located near Chengdu, is one of the best preserved Republic-era towns in China. It's a place where time stands still, where old stone buildings, Art Deco mansions, and leafy lanes evoke the charm of 1930s China. The town is home to the Liu family mansions, once owned by a wealthy warlord. Inside, rooms are preserved just as they were, complete with vintage furniture, photographs, and even gramophones. Anren also boasts one of China's largest museums of modern history, including vivid exhibits on the Republican period and the Cultural Revolution. Wander the narrow streets, sample Sichuan snacks, and listen to the echoes of old jazz drifting from a tea house. This is not the China of skyscrapers, it's the China of memory. Fanjingshan, or Mount Fanjing, is a sacred Buddhist mountain in Guizhou province and a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's most famous for the Red Cloud's Golden Summit, where 2 temples sit atop a narrow rocky pillar over 2,300 meters high. To reach the summit, visitors must climb a dramatic stairway between the twin peaks, sometimes through clouds, wind, and pure silence. The temples, separated by a narrow stone bridge, are said to connect the earthly and spiritual worlds. The surrounding area is lush, with rare plants and endangered animals, including the elusive snub-nosed monkey. It's a place of quiet meditation, often wrapped in fog, where you can truly feel closer to the divine. Located in Shangri-La, Pudakuo National Park is China's first national park in the American sense, preserving both ecological and cultural treasures. It's home to rare species like the black-necked crane and boasts pristine highland scenery. Walk wooden boardwalks through Shudu and Beta lakes, surrounded by pine forests and wildflowers. Meet Tibetan herders who live in harmony with nature. In spring, the area bursts with color, rhododendrons, azaleas, and blooming fields. This park isn't about attractions, it's about atmosphere. Pure air, quiet trails, and vast skies make Pudakuo feel like a hidden world at the edge of the clouds. In the middle of the Gobi Desert near Dunhuang, the Mingsha echoing sand mountains are a vast ocean of dunes, where sand sings when the wind blows. At their base lies Crescent Spring, a perfect natural oasis shaped like a moon. The spring has never dried up, even though it's been surrounded by desert for thousands of years. The contrast, water and sand, life and desolation, is mesmerizing. You can ride camels along the old Silk Road routes, watch the sun set behind the dunes, or slide down the sand and listen to it sing. It's a place of ancient travelers, lost legends, and harsh, timeless beauty. The Dangxia landforms near Zhangye look unreal. Layered hills in shades of red, orange, yellow, and purple, formed by sandstone deposits over 24 million years. It's been called the Painted Mountains of China, and for good reason. At sunrise and sunset, the colors seem to glow from within, changing hue with the light. The formations rise like frozen waves, curving and twisting across the landscape. Walking through the park feels like stepping onto another planet. It's one of China's most unique geological wonders and one of its most photogenic. Tianxi, or Heavenly Lake, is an alpine lake sitting at over 1,900 meters, cradled in the Tian Shan Mountains near Urumqi. Surrounded by dark green forests and snow-dusted peaks, it's a place of tranquility and majesty. Local Kazakh herders graze horses near the shore, and traditional yurts dot the grassy hillsides. In summer, the lake is a mirror of the skies. In winter, it becomes a quiet, icy dreamscape. Tianxi is more than beautiful, it's mythical. According to legend, it was once the bathing spot of the Queen Mother of the West, an ancient Chinese goddess. To end our journey, we visit the Naladi grassland, one of the most breathtaking highland meadows in China. Located in Ili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture, it's a land of rolling pastures, flower-covered hills, and open skies. Here, Kazakh nomads live as they have for centuries, riding horses, herding yaks, and living in white yurts. You can ride with them, enjoy grilled lamb under the stars, or simply lie in the grass and watch the clouds float by. Naladi is a symbol of freedom, of nature unchained, of a life lived in rhythm with the earth. It's the perfect end to our tour of unseen China, a land of wonders beyond imagination. China is more than the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, or Shanghai's skyline. Beyond the tourist trail lies a deeper China, ancient, spiritual, and full of untold stories. Whether you're hiking a silent mountain path, floating on a jade lake, or sharing tea with a village elder, you're not just visiting places. You're touching thousands of years of history, culture, and connection to nature. Thank you for joining this journey through unseen China. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep exploring the hidden corners of our world.